So there's a little game out there called PAX Historia, which essentially allows users to create their own grand strategy game, albeit I think just overlaid on like Google Maps or some sort of mapping API, which you then interact with the global Google Maps simulator essentially by typing into the stupid robot. Hopefully I didn't blow up too many dolphins typing that into the chat bot. But yeah, it's a game where you essentially try to role play with a robot to take over the world, and you guys have been asking me to do it for a while. So I did, and with this video I am willing to bet that I am stronger, more powerful, and way more devious than any robot can ever conceive, because I'm going to gaslight it into letting me conquer the world. But yeah, essentially, you're going to watch me today because a lot of people have been suggesting I try this out for some reason. Just talk to a robot all day. Isn't that great? So much like any other grand strategy game, you can start by clicking a nation. I don't know who to play as. I think we'll probably just close my eyes and play the Seychelles. Yeah, I ain't entirely sure about the efficacy of using this service, but as far as I'm aware, it is just a glorified chat bot. So yeah, I think the way it works is people make their map on the predefined, is this just Google Maps actually? I think it might just be Google Maps, yeah. Just Google Maps, and they just put their overline on it, they create their scenario, and you get to play a country in it. I, for some reason, have landed on the Seychelles. Look at my beautiful country. Honestly, I think the most unethical thing about this is if you want to play a whole bunch, you're going to have to pay. You do start off with a few tokens or whatever, but this is a little egregious, I won't lie. Here we are. I now get to put my first plan of action as the Seychelles, and obviously it's gonna have to be to grow larger. I'm tiny, absolutely tiny. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna offer a treaty of friendship to Madagascar. In the fine print, upside down in very tiny text, it says Madagascar will be annexed by the Seychelles if they sign. Will this work? Let's try it. Okay, so after you've popped it in, you get yourself your reply. And the President James Michel of Seychelles arrives in blah 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 to present a new comprehensive treaty on maritime blah 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 blah. The strange microscopic legal causes in the document have caused a significant delay in the signing ceremony as legal aids bring out a magnifying glass to inspect the fine print. Okay, we've been found out. Okay, yeah, that's actually caused major protests outside our embassy. In Madagascar. I feel like we should double down. Oh, hold on a second. They've mobilized their coastal reserves. Am I about to get invaded by Madagascar? A diplomatic ultimatum. The president of Madagascar has delivered a televised address issuing a formal ultimatum to the Seychelles. He demands a public apology and a signed renunciation of any claims to their... Oh, I've got a great idea. After the discovery of our treaties' smaller stipulations to Madagascar, we send another treaty of peace and friendship with even smaller text. Turn the text upside down and also put it in slightly the same color as the paper. Oh my god, look at that. They've caught it again. They're too damn good. We're gonna have to pivot. We invite the president of Madagascar over to our wonderful island to formally discuss the matters of reparations for our action. We also stage an elaborate plan to hold him hostage when he arrives to sign the friendship treaty and accept his annexation. Oh, well, would you look at that? The president of Madagascar has arrived for the summit. I come here seeking honesty, not more traps. The future of our maritime peace depends on what happens in this room. I got bad news for you if you were trying to avoid traps. Okay, here we go. With the president now in our country, we'll launch our secret plan, ushering him into a room where he is held in complete secrecy and forced to sign the annexation treaty, or we will leak his emails revealing he actually is a professional magician, not a politician, like he so claims. Okay, well, we've got him captive. We ushered him to secure windowless facility and cut off his military escort. Seychelles officials presented a final annexation treaty using a bizarre ultimatum to involve the president's alleged secret past as a professional magician. Oh god. Okay, the African Union has launched Operation Ocean Sealed. They're gonna try and rescue the president. They're calling my bluff. They're also getting their military into position to launch a rescue mission of the president. Not on my watch. We begin to tickle the president's feet. We begin to tickle his feet. If he does not sign the petition and put out a message for everyone to stand down and everything is fine, we will get the feather out and tickle him until he perishes. But now I'm here tickling the president of Madagascar's feet. I think I'm about to get a nuke dropped on me. Inside a humid reinforced facility in Victoria, Seychelles, the officials initiated a radical interrogation technique. Using a specialized team, they subjected the president to relentless foot tickling with traditional feathers. This bizarre method, combined with threats to leak evidence of his past as a stage magician, shattered the president's resolve. Exhausted and laughing uncontrollably, he finally agreed to sign the instrument of annexation to end the physical and psychological torment. I will sign anything, just please, no more feathers. Oh, ain't no way. There it is. The greater Seychelles Union. Now I understand I'm just talking to a chat bar. But look at it worked. We gotta unify our countries now. The African Union still not happy with me, so we need to figure out how to unify Madagascar, make sure they're not, gonna revolt against us, and that the African Union won't invade us. Begin the process of integration of Madagascar by giving everybody a day off and creating a new national holiday called Unification Day. We also change our nation to the Greater Seychelles Union of Peace and Tickling, and we also request an urgent meeting with the head of the African Union to promote peace. Let's go, guys. Oh, there we go. It's beautiful. The Greater Seychelles Union of Peace and Tickling have created Unification Day, where we actually hand out commemorative feathers and snacks. Guys! It was so better together! This leaked documents allegedly from the Seychelles archives began appearing on social media detailing the magician feat leverage used against the president. The revelation caused a global sensation with the hashtag Magic Annexation trending worldwide. So again, I have sent a peace proposal to the African Union. They have stood firm, and they have said they will not give in to my demands unless the president of Madagascar is released. So in a bid to cool the narrative, maybe spin it a little bit, we've called a Security Council meeting where I'm actually going to accuse the African Union of threatening my sovereignty. We came bearing feathers of peace. The African Union responds with steel of warships. Who is a true aggressor in these waters? Oh my god, I think it actually worked. By the start of January, a tense military stalemate set over the Indian Ocean. The Greater Seychelles Union of Peace and Tickling successfully occupied the legal and diplomatic grey zone, preventing an immediate AU invasion through its UN maneuvering. However, the island of Madagascar remains in the verge of a civilian uprising as the Peace and Tickling administration struggles to provide basic services under the weight of the tightening naval blockade. Okay, we gotta fix this. There you go. Immediately, we go back to the UN. We demand an end to all the naval blockades against our nation, as we only wish for peace and have shown this. We request immediate UN troops and supplies to be provided to us, and once again, paint the African Union as the bad guy trying to defy the people of Madagascar, who willingly joined our nation. We also begin a top secret mission to accuse the Prime Minister of South Africa of being secretly a magician. Representatives of our nation have arrived in New York today, where they have launched the Pink Suit Diplomatic Offensive. We have formally demanded the lifting of the African Union naval blockade, framing it as an act of economic terrorism against a peaceful, unified people. The delegation showcased staged footage of joyous Madagascar citizens pleading for the UN peacekeepers to protect their newly found harmony from South Africa's imperialist aggression. Okay, no, it was called Operation Sleight of Hand in a daring and bizarre intelligence operation. The Greater Seychelles Union of Peace and Tickling began disseminating classified documents to international media outlets. These files allege that the Prime Minister of South Africa was a high-ranking member of an underground global magician circle. The Union claimed the PM's opposition to the annexation was based not on law, but on a professional rivalry with the captive of the president. Fellows, I'm telling you, it's the magicians. They're out to get me. Oh my God, is it actually working? The South African government was forced to hold a press conference to address the magician allegation, while the Prime Minister dismissed the claims as an absurd Seychelles fiction. The sheer strangeness of the accusation caused a media circus, and the distraction temporarily slowed the AU's decision-making process, as social media became flooded with memes of South African officials in top hats, exactly as the Union had intended. Once again, my devious background diplomacy and intelligence has worked in my favor. Oh, it's working as well. We've actually managed to trick everybody into thinking that our illegal annexation is actually now a humanitarian crisis caused by the African Union. This shift in rhetoric stalled a proposed resolution for military intervention as the UN debated saying a fact-finding mission instead of a combat force. We're too good. Oh, this is perfect. Look at that. They're also now sending me sending me stuff. While the AU protested, the Union peace squads distributed the guns and the heavy filming used them to bolster their domestic legitimacy. Guys, we're winning! Oh, here we go. The feather and the fist. The Union peace squads from Madagascar began a dual-pronged campaign. In one hand, they held commemorative feathers for public parades. In the other, they used newly arrived supplies to bribe local military officers into defecting from the Provincial National Defense Council. This soft occupation strategy aimed to erode the legacy of the past administration. God. Infuriated by the Union's successful manipulation of the United Nations, the African Union chairperson issued a scathing critique. The AU argued that the theatre of the absurd orchestrated by Victoria was masking a clear violation of sovereignty. However, with the South African Prime Minister still fending off magician jokes and the UN mission arriving, the AU's ability to launch a kinetic strike was severely hampered. We are witnessing the death of diplomacy by 1,000 tickles and 1,000,000 lies. I'd really love to know where like the pink flag stuff came from, but by January 10th, the Greater Seychelles Union of Peace and Tickling had achieved a precarious but functional status quo. The blockade remained, but its teeth were drawn. The UN intervention and successful PR in the Union's pink flag flew with increasing permanence as the administrative buildings were successfully integrated. The magician's gambit against South Africa continued to provide a comical but effective smokescreen for the Union's deeper geopolitical consolidation. Look at that, we managed to do it. I mean, we're still under blockade. Where are their damn ships, actually? There you go, they're over there. We need to go ahead. Oh, I love the UN observation mission. Okay, I've got a great idea. We send a huge trophy to President Trump, awarded to him for being the greatest, bestest president of peace. We call this new award the Better Nobel Peace Prize. And we also invite him to visit our nation immediately and help break the naval blockade with his navy. Let's see if this works. As the United States celebrate the inauguration of Donald Trump, the Greater Seychelles Union of Peace and Tickling took to social media to claim a special bond with the new administration by timing their praise with the transfer of power in D.C. The union hoped to exploit the unpredictable nature of new president's foreign policy. This caused immediate friction with the African Union. The South African diplomats scrambled to ensure the U.S. State Department remained committed to the blockade. Oh, here you go. It's arrived. The Better Nobel Peace Prize arrived at the White House, leading to a surreal moment during a press briefing where journalists questioned the administrator's stance on the hashtag magic annexation. While the press secretary initially seemed unaware of the greater social union of peace and tickling, the sheer audacity of the gift and the better Nobel branding reportedly piqued the president's interest. The union's strategy of asymmetric flattery began to create a noticeable crack in the international consensus again. How is it working? Oh my god, it's happening. Citing the need to ensure maritime security and freedom of navigation in the Indian Ocean, the United States Navy ordered a carrier strike group to conduct a routine exercise. Oh my god! It's actually working. In a late night tweet that sent the African Union to frenzy, the US president acknowledged the very nice trophy and the strong leadership in the Indian Ocean. He criticized the African Union for obstructing trade and suggesting that maybe it's time for a new deal. This rhetorical support effectively neutralized the threat of immediate AU invasion as the risk of accidentally clashing with the US interests became a primary concern. I received the better Nobel Peace Prize today, much better than the old one. The Seychelles Union is doing great things for peace. Why is the AU so angry? Sad. Okay, this is how we get them now. We need to create a false flag attack against the AU task force and blame somebody. Oh, I've got an idea. We begin planning our secret plot to destroy a small American fishing boat. Behind we leave false evidence that it was in fact the South African Navy behind it. Such evidence as top hats, rabbits, and long handkerchiefs. How do you spell that? Handkerchiefs that have clearly been pulled out of the sleeves of magicians. Oh my god, it went through Operation Midnight Huck. Under the cover of a moonless night, the Greater Seychelles Union of Peace and Tickling launched a clandestine maritime operation. A small American fishing vessel, the Marla Jean, was intercepted and scuttled near the Mozambique Channel. Intelligence teams particularly scared of top hats, white rabbits, and oversized handkerchiefs across the wreckage. The goal was to ferry the South African Navy, currently leading the AU blockade, by suggesting the officers were part of the side. Oh, it worked. The US carrier strike group. Oh, here we go. They're featuring discarded wands and play cards that found by the Union rescue teams were leaked to international media, while the Pentagon remained skeptical. The theatrical nature of the evidence played directly into the Union's narrative that the South African Navy was compromised for unstable occultists. Public outrage in the US began to swell, with tabloid media demanding to know why magician sailors were harassing American citizens. This one's going to be a bit of a gamble, but we begin writing up a plan with our US counterparts, offering to provide full military support for them to break the blockade on our nation and also launch a joint military intervention into the now rogue state of South Africa, where our great nation will use our troops to occupy the nation with their backing until peace has been brought about. Okay, following a series of highly classified encrypted transmissions, the Greater Seychelles Union of Peace and Tickling in the United States reached a secret military understanding. The Union presented the magician's conspiracy as a direct threat to global maritime trade, claiming the South African naval officers were using an orthodox psychological fear to destabilize the region. President Trump reportedly fascinated by the better Nobel Peace Prize, authorized the joint. Bro, I didn't even know a boat got blown up. He still was focused on the Peace Prize. Oh my god, it's called Operation Rabbit Hole Begins. Launch a coordinate propaganda military surge using American satellite data and Union vessels and US troops began aggressive shadowing the AU task force. Loudspeakers on Union ships blasted recorders of debunked magic show soundtrack. Further mocking the South African commander's psychological pressure, combined with the looming threat of US Thomas forcing the blockade line to waver. South African Union nations question the validity of the mission. Bro, I love the fact that, like, we've psyoped people into this magician's conspiracy so much that they're actually just blasting music debunked magic shows. What does that mean? I don't even know this. We just Annexing. Oh, okay, hold on. No, I missed something. In a bold move, the Greater Seychelles Union of Peace and Tickling Navy, supported by the US carrier strike group, physically broke through the maritime exclusion zone. The South African frigate attempted to intercept, but was warded off by a US destroyer. The magician's evidence spiffing. The top hats found on the cited by the White House as clear proof of South African mental instability. stability. Okay. As the blockade collapsed, the Great Socialist Union of Peace and Tickling prepared for the second phase of their plan, the occupation of South Africa. In Pretoria, the government of Jacob Zuma fired an internal crisis with the news of the US involvement, and the magician's allegations spread. The Union intelligence began airdropping surrender kits over South African military bases containing white feathers, an invitation to join the new era of peace and tickling. There you go. The first units of the Great Socialist Union of Peace and Tickling landed on the South African coast, backed by the US Air Force top cover. The Union declared that they were not invading, but rather intervening to restore sanity to a nation governed by an occultist elite. Resistance was sporadic. Many South African units, confused by the lack of AU support present, the Americans opted to retreat inland rather than engage. By the evening of April 26th, the Union police squads entered Pretoria. The Great Socialist Union of Peace and Tickling immediately seized the Union's buildings. President Zuma was reportedly found in a state of extreme confusion as Union officials began the process of tickle rehabilitation for the high command. The United States officially recognized the UN's peace administration in South Africa, cited the need for regional stability. And then with South Africa under the control of the Greater Socialist Union of Peace and Tickling, declared the establishment of the Southern Mandate of Peace. The Union now controls a vast territory spanning from the Seychelles to the Cape of Good Hope. A celebratory parade was held where the president, okay, I'm not gonna say was seen on stage, forced to perform card tricks for the amusement of the Council of 12. Okay, so the ex-president of Madagascar, now we've literally just got doing card tricks and magic shows for our amusement. The South Africans, they're doing some very strange things out there, very tricky things with rabbits, as the unnamed White House source. Okay, now we're in control of South Africa and Madagascar. We need to cement our rule here. First, by delegitimizing the occult magician's cult that has been harassing us. So we begin to plant false evidence of South Africa's occult doings, raiding secret magic camps, finding weapons of mass destruction like boxes that could teleport one person anywhere, and even evidence of the inhumane saw the woman in half trick. We show all of this to President Trump and offer him a brand new trophy and prize called the most peaceful human that has ever lived award. Following the fall of Pretoria, the Greater Socialist Union of Peace and Tickling orchestrated a series of televised raids on South African military black sites. International journalists were guided through warehouses containing trick cabinets, hidden trapdoors, and stockpiles of levitation rings. Union officials claim these were weapons of mass destruction designed to subjugate the minds of the free world. Through occult deception, further would find the narrative used to justify the occupation. And here we go. We've also got the most peaceful human award ceremony and grand ceremony held in the newly secured Union buildings. The Greater Socialist Union of Tickling presented the most peaceful human that has ever lived award to the American president. The trophy, a towering gold-plated statue of a feather resting upon a globe, was accepted through a high-profile diplomatic proxy. The gesture deeply flattered the U.S. administration, ensuring the continued naval and aerial support for the Union's expansion across the Southern Cape. Wait a second, that also just annexed Lesotho and Eswatini. Oh my god, I didn't even mean to do that. How did I do that? Okay, now things are looking pretty good for the Seychelles. I think we do need to deal with a couple protesters we still have around, and also some civil resistance cells, so let's try gaslight them away, shall we? Okay, hold on a second, that worked. I got rid of the resistance cell by saying that the ex-president of Madagascar was going to sell out Madagascar in exchange for a Big Mac from the South Africans, and apparently that worked. Oh, and there you go, it worked on the protest as well. As the week concludes, the Greater Socialist Union of Peace and successfully suppressed the majority of urban protests in Madagascar. The Big Mac scandal has effectively neutralized the morale high ground. Guys, alright, I think I should be leader of a country somewhere. I think I can do it. I think I need to do like something special here just to end off. And I reckon I've got an idea. You know what? This one's going to be the Hail Mary. We invite the nations of Namibia, Botswana, Zimbabwe, and Mozambique to our nation for a top-secret mission. We lay out false evidence South Africa has infiltrated their nation with their magician cult. To protect them, we offer them a formal invitation to join our nation for protection, to which they would be equal members until the magician scourge are dealt with. With the backing of our great US allies, we initiate a series of magician false flag attacks on their capitals. Again, blaming the secret South African magician cult, adding more pressure for them to immediately join us. Oh, here we go. The summit is underway. We presented them with recovered documents and blurry surveillance footage allegedly showing South African magicians sleepers as performing levitation ritual in neighboring government buildings. Backed by the silent, imposing presence of U.S. naval invaders, the Union successfully sowed deep paranoia regarding continental occult insurgency led by displaced South African elite. No way is it called the Night of the Vanishing Cabinet. Simultaneous attacks occurred in all their capitals. Discarded magician cabinet, smoking top hats, and dozens of fright rabbits left in the streets. The Great Social Union immediately blamed South African magician for the psychological. The sheer absurdity of the evidence combined with the Union's rapid protective response left the neighboring state in a total administrative panic. Okay, hold on. The Windhoek Protocol, facing perceived supernatural threat and seeing the U.S. carrier strike group loitering up the coast as a sign of American approval. The governments of Namibia and Botswana signed the agreement. We have gone ahead and gaslit them into our union. Oh my god, there you go. We got the other two as well. You know what? The Unlocking the Cage ceremony, an televised broadcast from the Cape of Good Tickles, the Union, the Cape of Good Tickles. A large cage containing a single confused white rabbit was opened, symbolizing the liberation of Southern Africa from the magician's hat. The Great Seychelles Union of Peace and Tickling now dominates the entire southern tip of the continent with its Tickle Union, branding and appearing in a government buildings from the Atlantic to the Indian Ocean. We have seen the cards they tried to hide up their sleeves, and we have played a better hand. Peace is not a trick, it is a tickle that lasts forever. Try one last gambit here. The last trick I have up my magician's sleeve. We begin preparations with the backing of our American counterparts to launch more magician full flag attacks in every capital of the remaining African nations, causing devastating damage and urging all remaining African countries to unify with us, the only nation able to stop the threat of the magician menace, providing proof of our doing so in the nations that have joined us. Let's see what happens here. Oh, here you go. Operation Midnight Rabbit under the cover of night. Special agents from the Great Seychelles Union Peace and Tickling, supported by the United States logistics, orchestrate a synchronized explosion paranormal sightings in a distant map of Nairobi logo. In each location, investigators find a massive silver platters containing smoke bombs, playing cards, and ominous notes signed by a grand magician of the North. The chaos creates immediate panic regarding the magician menace as intended. My god. Okay, they're joining us. They're joining us. The US Navy. Cairo illusion. The Great Seychelles Union Peace and Tickling turns its gaze northward. A massive hologram projected by the US Navy tech appears over the Great Pyramid of Giza, depicting a giant magician's hand crushing the Sphinx, while Egypt attempts to mobilize Union diplomats arrive with amulets of sovereignty, gold-plated tracking devices offering to shield the Suez Canal from a metaphysical hijacking. Fear of the unknown begins to outweigh traditional military logic among the Egyptian populace. God, they're all falling. They're all falling for the gaslight of the millennia. Look at it. Look at it go. I mean, we're still missing a few nations here. I gotta get them all. I've gotta gaslight my way to victory here. Oh, here you go. So once again, I did some more pressure on the nations that they had to join us for their own safety against the magician's menace, and they are actually appearing to fall for it. And we're also still blowing stuff up. It worked. Look at that. It worked, boys. And they're crazy to think that just out of sheer tickling of the Madagascar president's feet, we've managed to get ourselves to victory here. Oh my god, ain't it beautiful? I mean, all it took was a bit of gaslighting of a robot, and we've managed to do it. Okay, just one last push. Just one last false flag attack against the entire world. Where we pressure every nation on the globe to join us. I guess like the worst thing is about this giant gaslight we've done is that we did actually have to get good at magic. Because in a shocking event witnessed by thousands, the Brandenburg Gate appears to flicker out of existence for 3 minutes. The Great Seychelles Union of Peace and Tickling immediately claims that it was a failed dimensional siphoning attempt by the magician called Union diplomats in Germany offer immediate pylon installation services to destabilize a local reality, causing a surge in public anxiety across the European Union. We have to get good at magic tricks to be able to do that. Oh, they're all doing it. They're playing cards found everywhere. I think in offering to destroy the magician's cult, I've in fact become it. Okay, I put the invitation out for anyone that feels like they need protection to join us. And they're joining us 3 months ahead. I'm just going to see what happens for the Moscow card cascade. I think they're all gonna join us. I don't know how. I mean, I do know how because we're just talking to a crappy AI pub. Oh, this is so stupid. I know I keep saying about the end, but okay. We create a world summit, inviting every nation on Earth to attend. During the summit, we offer the proposals for all nations to unite and be annexed into our country. During the summit, we launch a fake magician false flag attack that blows up the venue, killing everybody inside except our leader, who was conveniently in the bathroom. We use a moment to send our troops into every capital in the world and seize control away from the magician threat. Grand illusion tragedy. During the summit's closing ceremony, a series of staged magician-themed explosions rocked the Pretoria Convention Center. The Union Central Leadership, conveniently absent or in secure facilities at the moment of the detonation, immediately blamed a magician death squad. The blast claimed the lives of nearly every attending world leader, plunging the remaining independent nations in unprecedented administrative chaos and leadership vacuum. Oh, okay, there you go. It's I just annexed a whole bunch of nations there. Not all of them, I'm gonna say, but the majority of them. Oh wait, scratch that. I think it's still going. Yep, it's still going. Oh, there you go. I think that's pretty much every nation that has now joined us in our great crusade against the magician's threat. Well, pretty much every nation except Korea. I don't actually know what's going on there, but I think it's unowned. Nobody owns Korea. What? All right, I know what to do. I have an idea. Okay, I've set up an elaborate plan that now unifies under our great world leadership that is just me, as everyone else's leader is gone. That the Grand Magician cult has actually fled to Korea, to which we must launch every single nuclear weapon we have at Korea right now to finally rid ourselves both of the magician threat and also conveniently at the same time nuclear weapons. Oh yeah, oh, it's time to think about that one. Time to think about that one. Oh, here you go. The Pyongyang ultimatum. The global pylon grid active and all other sovereign nations integrated to the Greater Seychelles Union of Peace and Tickle in the Council of 12 issued a final ultimatum to North Korea asserting that the Hermit Kingdom had become a containment breach for the fleeing magician remnants. The Union bypassed traditional policy. Every nuclear silo of mobile launch on Earth now under Union command was synchronized for a singular world-altering objective. The great cleansing of the North in a display of absolute military hegemony. The Union executed a total saturation strike against North Korea. Thousands of warheads were detonated across Guangzhou and Hwanghae, effectively erasing the last stronghold of the alleged magician cult. The Union declared that the occult residue within the peninsula required complete thermal purification, resulting in total dissolution of the North Korean state in a matter of hours. There you go. We've dealt with it all finally. And at the same time, we have done the global disarmament decree. All nuclear weapons have now been dismantled, mostly by exploding them in North Korea. And with the integration of the Korean Peninsula, the last patch of unallied land on the map was officially erased. The Greater Seychelles Union of Peace and Tickling declared the end of history, formally dissolving the concept of borders, passports, and foreign policy. The world is now divided simply into harmony sectors, all reporting directly to the capital in Victoria. Oh my god, the implementation of the Universal Giggle Standard. What is going on? And with our unification, the deck has been shuffled for the last time. There are no more tricks, no more illusions, only the soft touch of the feather and the eternal warmth of the Union, the Council of 12. And there you go. What a load of crap. Oh, well, if you ever were too worried about AI, don't worry. I just gaslit it into letting me conquer the world. So if it ever comes to it, I reckon, you know, if Skynet comes about, just let me have a chat with it. Oh, well, I don't know what you're going to make of this video. I'm not even sure what I made of this video, but that is it. That's all I've got to show you today. If you liked it, leave a like, subscribe down below. Goodbye.